Happy Saturday, Scotts Grove family, and I hope you're able to enjoy as best you can the beautiful sunshine, and just think about nature and spring and renewal and revival, and to think about the positive things, and to keep our minds locked in on the hope that we have in Jesus Christ. And even though we don't have a lot of certainty about the days ahead of us, we have something to be certain of, and that is that Jesus Christ is worth it all, and that He has paid the ultimate price, and that our salvation is found in Him and not in anything that this world has to offer anyway. So, as we make it through with lots of questions and uncertainty and the difficulty of not getting to meet together, I just wanted to refresh you a little bit what we talked about last Sunday, and the urgency of eternity and having this broad perspective. Paul talked about a lot of the troubles that he had. He had all kinds of struggles and issues, and people wanted him dead, and he was imprisoned, and he was beaten, and he knew what it was like to feel all the pressure and all the uncertainty of day-to-day life. But he was convinced that what he was living for was more important than his personal security and his comfort and his ease in day-to-day living. And so he left us with some encouraging words if we'll focus on them, and I mentioned them in the sermon last Sunday, but I want to hit them again. 2 Corinthians chapter 4. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 16, 17, and 18. He talks about the fact that all of his struggles and all of his problems lead to God's grace being on display. And when God's grace is on display, God gets more glory. God gets more attention. So that's a good thing. Let's give God all the glory and attention that we can, even though some people may be looking to God and wondering where He is and why He's not doing more. He's promised us a way beyond this life to something far greater than a few more days or a few more years even in this world. He's given us the hope of eternity with Jesus Christ, and that's urgent. So Paul says in 2 Corinthians 4, beginning in verse 16, he said, that's why we never give up. Though our bodies are dying, our spirits are being renewed every day. You better be renewing your spirit every day, Christian. You better be focusing on God's Word. You better be listening to spiritual music. You better be listening to things that will encourage and lift you up. Read God's Word and be encouraged in these difficult days. For our present troubles, he says, are small and won't last very long. Yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them, and it will last forever. So what we're doing with our lives and what we are spending our lives on as Christians is supposed to be something that lasts for eternity. Eternal message of hope. Eternal glory for Jesus Christ. So we don't look at the troubles we see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. Keep the eternal perspective. Remember how urgent eternity is. Everybody's making a choice for eternity. Either choose Jesus or reject Him. And that's what matters most above everything else in this life, no matter how difficult these days may become. Keep that in mind. Be encouraged. Encourage others. And share that message of hope. God bless.